Hey, what's going on? I'm Schulz. I play for a deathcore band called Signs of the Swarm. We are in Chicago today at the WC Social Club, and I'm going to show you some guitar gear, what we're rocking. So over here, I have a nice old case. It's an Enki. We are not really sponsored by them, so Enki, please answer your emails. I got my solar guitars in here. I'm just going to show you my main one right out the gate. Might be a little gross and dirty. I promise I wiped it off last night. It is a Solar Type E. Shout out to Solar, Ola, and Joel. Love you guys. Thank you very much. These guitars are from Sweden. They are fucking awesome guitars. They play super well. This is the Explorer version. So this one comes already with Fishman modern influences, but I kind of changed out just to kind of give it a little bit of a different look. Put some gold hardware stuff on it, some nuts and bolts and knobs. I am a Fishman artist. Shout out to Ken. Thank you to Ken. Fishman is great. They're in every single one of my guitars that I have, even at home. I also have an Evertune bridge, which keeps everything in tune. This guitar is a 24¼ scale length, so it's a little bit more traditional. It's not normal to really put this in drop G and the lower stuff that we do. So the Evertune really helps with that, kind of keeping the tension and keeping everything pretty held down. It's got locking tuners on the back as well. They're just Solar brand. Got a shout out to my son. I put Bluey stickers on everything, pretty much something to remind me of home, and just a local coffee shop back in Tuckerton in New Jersey. Shout out the Union Market. So with this one and pretty much all my guitars, I don't do a lot of pickup switching really. I don't do the push-pull stuff. But the Fishmans have multi-voices, so when you do a push-pull, it's got a voice 2 that's passive, or pretty much however you route it in the configurations. But yeah, for me, it's pretty much just balls to the wall, bridge, full volume all the time. I did try the newer Fishmans with the voice 3, and it's got single coil function. That's in another Solar guitar of mine at home, and that sounds fucking awesome for all single coil stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much this guitar, man. I mean, it's just balls to the wall, like I said, full volume all the time. Really straightforward, honestly. But that's the main one. In drop G, I'm using Diodario strings. It's the 8-string set that they have, and I kind of throw a couple strings out in the middle. It's 64 to 13, so I think it's like 64, 54, 45, 30, 17, 13. So yeah, it's a really weird set, but it works. So this one's pretty cool. I've been getting asked a lot of questions about this one. This is a Solar Type A guitar that I sanded off the paint and kind of did this myself. So it really just started with like, oh, I want to paint this thing a different color. And then as I did it and kind of just threw just random color of paint on it, it turned into our album colors. For Amongst the Low and Empty. I didn't realize that when I did it. So it was this color when I got it, just the natural wood. And then yeah, I painted it to this. So this one's a little different. This is a 27-inch. I was using this for like the first 2 shows, changing over, but if I'm being real, I just kind of fucking freaked out about changing guitars like mid-show. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that for the rest of the tour. But this is in drop E. So this is a little bit thicker on the top, but it's the same pack of strings, the 8-string set, but it's a 74 on top. So I kind of split the difference with the strings, so it's like 74, 64, 54, 40 something, and then 17, 13. So the high strings are a little bit bendier, but I'm not really soloing or anything on this guitar. But yeah, this one, again, with the Fishman modern influences, they're fucking awesome. It's just really my tone now. It just has a bite to it. And paired with these guitars and the orange cabs, which we'll talk about in a second, it's got this bite to it and this sound that, I don't know, it's just become my tone at this point. Fishmans are just fucking awesome. And then yeah, this thing in particular being 27 inches is kind of cool. Having the Evertune really helps with the low tuning. So like I said, it's in double drop E, so it's a whole octave lower from standard E. And it holds the tuning perfectly, no issues ever. I don't ever have to tune it. But yeah, now it's just kind of living as a backup, just in case something happens to the main. All right, so now we are up here in what I like to call Carl's Corral. We got my cab, and we got the rig of doom, which Big Boss Hog Bobby's gonna go over because he knows more than I do with that side of it. But this is our orange cab. We just have these cool cab covers on them for this tour that matches our backdrop. Just wanted to put something cool on it, some artwork for Decade of the Swarm. So in the orange cab, we have V30s, just the stock speakers that they come with. They're fucking awesome. Shout out to Orange. Thank you for being awesome and making great cabs, but also very heavy cabs. So pretty much what we're doing, Mike and I both, is we're running Neural DSP Quad Cortex. Shout out to Neural. Thank you. They hook us up, and they've been hooking us up for a bit now. So pretty much we're running these quads for everything. This is not my signal chain. So pretty much for every single song, I have a patch that does something different everywhere. So this is a song Echelon that we play. It's a drop E song. So I use a drop G guitar for it, and I just put a transpose patch up in the front, and it drops it down 3 semitones. But that's besides the point. Pretty much every song has its own change. It's all in scene mode, and I run everything through MIDI. So I pretty much program everything on the computer. There's a little scene that just has all my MIDI control, and I go through every song, type all the patch changes and all that. So like I said, every song has about 8 changes in it. Whether it's a drop tune part, whether it's activating a swollen pickle, some kind of effect, some kind of cool thing that happens through the song, happens all here in all MIDI. In my quad, I tried to keep everything as dummy proof as possible. So all my tones in every song has exactly the same template, just little tweaks here and there within the noise gate and stuff. So pretty much every song just has a transpose, a gnarly swollen pickle that I have. That's called the Guitarl Snarl. I've named that because why not? And then just a normal tube screamer. It's the green 808, the Ibanez tube screamer. And then I can't leak all my settings in here, but but yeah, I got a 5153 as my head. That's just the 100 watt version with the EL34s. And then kind of per song basis, there's different effects here and there. Some songs have a couple clean parts. There's a song called Shackles Like Talons. It's got some cool clean stuff in the middle and the beginning. So I have a whole separate patch that changes a whole different head, and just has some cool washy reverb and delay stuff going on. But yeah, we are running out of this Quad Cortex into, or I guess vice versa, however you want to look at it. We're going to Seymour Duncan power stages for all of our power directly into the cabs because they aren't powered. So both Mike, the backtracked guitar, and myself, we all go through those just to have cab sound and stuff on stage. And yeah, that's pretty much all the Quad Cortex stuff, all of our tones. Mike, again, does the same stuff as me, same patches, same Quad Cortex stuff. Pretty simple for what it is, but yeah, that's pretty much about it. Bobby's going to show you guys the in-ears and all the other fun stuff.
How's it going? I'm going to show you through our rig here. This is our new live rig we just put together a couple months ago with Josie at Sweetwater and Neat Audio. So I'll start from the top. We have our show file. We run everything through Reaper. We do MIDI controls for the Quad Cortexes, as well as for a backing guitar we run Neural DSP Gojira Live, so we can adjust the tones every day, which is wonderful. We also run tracks, click, time code for our lights as well. We have all Sennheiser wirelesses. We have 2 guitar, guitar bass, and then we split these out stereo, so we only use 2 for 4 people. Everybody takes a left and right, super easy, and it's the cheapest way to go. Come down here, they kind of went over the quads with you already. I'll show you the back here in a second, how that's all working. And then yeah, just a very basic Scarlett Focusrite. I think it's an 18i20, very simple. This is a really beautiful thing here. This is a split it's from Neat Audio. I think they just got the faceplate from Trace Audio. I don't know who that company is, but Neat Audio is amazing. We have a pinout here, 16 channels, basically drums, tracks, vocals, all that kind of stuff. And that all runs to our power amps for guitars, and out of this tail to front of house. I can show you the back if you want to come around safely. It's a little bit of a mess, but it's actually better than it used to be. So everything's labeled. We just have punch outs for guitar wirelesses, vocal wirelesses. This is power here, antennas, super easy. That all runs down to the next level, which we have guitar into guitar, etc. We have MIDI in and out here on this side. So we run 2 lines that go DI straight to front of house. So that's how you get our DI guitar and bass tones. And then we have another set over here as well. That's what goes to the cabs. So we have stage power for cabs. We don't use them, we don't mic them or anything like that. It's just for the front row, and it helps fill out the sound, and it looks cool. So, and you come down here to the bottom is the last set here. MIDI. This is our Behringer XR18. It's just kind of like a cheaper version of the X32 that everybody loves. And it stays plugged in all the time with that neat audio split, so I never have to touch any of this stuff, which makes my life absolutely amazing. And yeah, that's pretty much the rig. Super easy, super clean.
Hey, thank you guys for checking out the rig. This has been Signs of the Swarm. Just want to let you guys know that we're on the Decade of the Swarm tour right now, and we have VIP tickets still available, and tickets, if you haven't bought it, you're a nerd, please do that.
Yeah, thank you so much. We are working on new tunes always. We have another tour coming up in Europe at the end of the year, Faces of Death with Veil and Maya, To the Grave and Burials. So if you happen to see that, please come out and see that as well. Thanks for checking everything out. It's been great.